If your confidence level isn't where it needs to be, that you're going to remove that debt from your life and go get on the positive side of compounding for your life, it's a confidence problem.
I'd never acquired like a debt burden before. It was like 30 grand or something. And I remember thinking, like, it didn't feel good. I was like, I feel like ashamed of this.
A lot of debts, like for some of us, like for you, that debt would be kind of new. But for some of us, like some of us are carrying around 10, 20-year-old debts.
Yeah.
That we've been paying compound interest on, and that's not good.
Yeah, depending on the person, I think whatever it takes to just get out of the emotional swell of it all is what matters.
Hi, I'm Dave Conway, and I'm here with my wife, Jacqueline. Welcome to the 30-Day Year. On this podcast, we're sharing stories, ideas, and philosophies to show you what it takes to turn your annual income into your monthly income. I've learned that the first step to creating a 30-day year is entertaining new ideas that might at first appear strange or even laughable. But stick with us as we reveal that this idea is a very real way to build success. Our plan is to spark curiosity into what you're capable of achieving by exploring ideas around freedom, contribution, work, life, everything. The content may even disturb your perception of life a bit too, which we hope it does. This podcast is not about us, it's all about you. So sit back, relax, and come in with an open mind. Welcome to the 30-Day Year.
Dave, let's talk about the thing that makes everybody sweat. The D word.
Sauna?
The D word. I think that could have been misunderstood as well.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, but I was going to say debt.
Oh, debt.
Yeah. I think that people have weird feelings around debt. And, well, there's a few things. I think there's like the actual having of the debt that makes people feel stressed. And then there's like this like shame too. Like they feel stressed about it and there's like shame about it. And I don't know, it makes for a complicated set of emotions for people when it comes to debt. And so I think it's an important thing to talk about and make it feel less scary and not so emotional and just something that, needs to be taken care of. But then really get to the root of the problem. If there's like a recurring issue in your life where it's like, I'm always in debt. Why can't I get out of this freaking debt hole all the time? Or it feels like you're in a, what's that, the idea of like an avalanche, I guess. You're like trying to get somewhere, but you keep getting pushed down
like
again.
Trying to get above a wave or whatever.
There you go. Okay, that's a better analogy. Yeah, like the surfer analogy, I suppose, right? So trying to get on top of the wave as opposed to feeling like you're always trying to climb out of it. So we're going to get to the root cause of it, and I think you'll have lots of thoughts on that. It's just my... I have an inkling that you've got some thoughts on that. And I think this actually comes as a result of like asking people, because I've seen this at seminars and events actually, like the ones that we've ran, where you've asked people, what's like one of the first things you're going to do when you hit your goal? Or like, what does life look like when you achieve a 30-day year? Something like that. I've heard it many times. I'm going to pay off all my debt. And it's spawned people's minds. Like it's one of the first things they write. If it's the first thing you're writing, then that means it must be on your mind. It must be just something that's on your heart. And it must be kind of maybe tormenting you a little bit as well. There could be guilt wrapped up in it. Like it's just this icky thing. And I think we got to put debt in its rightful place and like maybe sort through that. I don't think I would want on my first, like the first thing on my list, like, Jack, you've just hit your goal. You've done it, girl. Like, I'm going to pay off my debt. Like, that seems so sad. It's like, I feel like you got to celebrate at least before you run off and pay your debt. Or better yet, let's pay the debt off as we go. Like, why do we have to keep acquiring it? Yeah. Why can't we just get rid of it? So let's get into it. What's your thoughts on debt?
I have a lot of thoughts on debt.
I know you do. Share them with us.
I love my perspective on debt.
Okay. What is it?
So debt's simple. You got to keep it simple, not emotional. You got to just put it out keep it where it belongs. Got to know what it is. Debt is when you receive something that you did not earn.
Yeah. Simple enough. Yeah.
So let's say, for example, somebody wants to buy a home and that home is $1 million.
Yeah.
They have $200,000. So they've cash, they have 20% down. So they got to go finance or mortgage $800,000. So they want something that they haven't earned yet. So then they make an agreement with the bank, and the bank says, okay, for the next 30 years, I'll give you this 800 grand. The next 30 years, you make this many payments at these interest rates. And by the end, you'll own your home. And they make their money because they are providing you a service that you didn't earn yet. And that's really where debt comes from. It's when you receive compensation for something you never earned. Very, very simple.
Yep. Makes sense.
Now, when it comes to debt, the polarity of debt is credit. Mm-hmm. So as an entrepreneur, I used to have a business in construction where I would provide the service, then I would get paid for the service. And that was very stressful. So I would, install the kitchen, and then you have to wait to get paid for the installation of the kitchen. If you think about McDonald's, for example, you go into a McDonald's drive-thru, you order your meal, your Happy Meal, and you go up to the first window. What do you do at that window?
You pay.
You pay.
Yep.
So now McDonald's is in debt to you.
Right.
You're in a credit position with McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the one that takes the risk. Okay, if you are in a credit position to somebody that is in a debt position to you, mm-hmm. you're the one that takes the risk because you don't know if you're going to get paid back.
Right.
So then you go to the second window, and then what happens is
you get your food. Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald's clears its debt with you, and now you're square.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no debt, no credit. You're square. Now, if you go to a family restaurant and you sit down and you order your drinks and your appies and then your meal and then your dessert, you are now in a debt position to them. So because you don't get your bill till the end.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? So now you're exposed to a thing called dine and dash. Right? People will eat and then take off without paying the bill.
For sure.
So I created a business in the mentorship where I am in a credit position. Mm-hmm. So I have to provide the service, but the service has already been paid for. Mm-hmm. So you're always in a debit or credit position. This goes into relationships with people. Like if my neighbor mowed my lawn for me 3 times and he gives me a call up, he's like, hey, can you help me with this? Gotta go. I'm in a debt position to him. Mm-hmm. Right? So when it comes to debt, you're always in debt. You can never get away from debt. Like, even if you own your own home, you are receiving heat in your home, you're receiving electricity in your home, you're receiving water in your home, and you get the bill at the end of the month based upon your meter.
Yeah.
You'll never get out of debt. If you do business, taxes are debt.
Right.
Right? So debt's really simple. Financial debt. If you owe someone money and that person can charge you interest on that money, that's called debt. Taxes are debt. So if you owe the tax man some money, you owe the IRS or the CRA some money, and you're not paying them that money, they're going to start charging you interest on that money. Mm-hmm. That's debt.
Yeah.
So every dollar that you earn, you are in a debt position because you have to then distribute that.
Yeah. So I think what you're really saying is that just debt's a part of life.
Credit and debt, always the balance.
Always kind of flowing there. And
the only way
it's not like it's going away.
It will never go away.
Yeah.
Right now, you're in debt to someone or some company you owe money to.
Yeah. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're just trying to neutralize us to debt.
Has to become neutral.
Yeah.
The only way to not go in a debt or credit position is to have no transaction.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't owe the bank $10 million.
But then there's no circulation either, right?
Yeah, then there's no circulation.
Yeah.
So it only happens when there's a transaction. Now, on this podcast, I don't really want to go into like emotional debts and how the perception around that and how corrosive that can be to people. So I'd like to keep it to like business and,
money.
And financial stuff.
Yeah, money.
Now, if you're in debt to somebody, you're on the wrong side of compound interest. So you can't talk about debt without talking about compounding. So we have to neutralize any emotion when it comes to debt. You are just on the wrong side of compounding. If your confidence level isn't where it needs to be, that you're going to remove that debt from your life and go get on the positive side of compounding for your life, it's a confidence problem. So I know people that borrow money with no intention of ever paying it back. That's a terrible habit. I have people that resent having to pay it back. I've met people that are riddled with fear because of the debt.
It just doesn't seem to feel good to just get something when you haven't earned it. It's like there's guilt wrapped up in the whole exchange around it.
All kinds of stuff, guilt and fear, and the money stuff is usually guilt. Like I don't know if I've ever met anybody that has like guilt towards like the bank or anything like that. I don't think so. There's more resentment towards the bank and the tax man.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's biblical, man. They hated the tax collector, who's like the dirtiest of them all. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's simple. Keep debt in its right position. You have received compensation. You have received money for something that you have not yet earned. So the deal is, because that person is taking a risk on you, because they've given you something you haven't earned, they have every right to be compensated for that. And you should have gratitude. You should have gratitude that you that someone supported you at the time that you needed it.
Yeah. I would say in times in my life when I've accumulated debt, I'd accumulated debt when I lived in Montreal. I did design school there, so I wasn't earning money and I was just spending money. So I accumulated debt from that. And I felt a lot of, because I'd never been in debt before, because I paid my first degree off in full. I earned all the money. I actually had a bunch of money and then like burned through it. So I'd never acquired like a debt burden before. It was like 30 grand or something. And I remember thinking like, it didn't feel good. I was like, I feel like ashamed of this. But something that really helped me work through that was actually one of Bob Proctor's books, You Were Born Rich. I think there's a chapter called You and Money in it, or all about me and money. And he just says, live by percentages.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, it allowed me to just let that go, like that shame piece go. It's like, you're taking care of it. A certain amount.
Get rid of all emotion around debt.
Yeah, it's just, you just take care of it. So it was like, I can't remember the exact percentage. It was like 10% of your earnings goes towards a debt repayment or more. I don't know, whatever. But it was just like, set that amount and just stick to it, and then don't let it ruin your life, or don't let it ruin like how you feel. Because I mean, Bob is also an expert in law of attraction, understanding vibration. So if you're in this like low vibration and you're feeling just like shame and guilt and remorse over acquiring this debt, like you're not going to get out of it.
You never do. You
won't get out of it because you'll just constantly be pulled into these terrible feelings and emotions. And what are you going to attract in your life that you want if you feel that way? Nothing good.
Yeah, he used to say, if your goal is to get out of debt, you'll stay in debt for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's right. Like, because you're just, all of your emotions and habits are revolving around that. And it's like, that's not the things we should be attaching our wagon to. Like, that's not it. Does it need to be taken care of? Yes, but it doesn't need to become this like deep emotional hole of pain that we need to like sacrifice our life for. So I think, neutralize your mind around it. If living by percentages like feels good for you, then go that way. Just attack it bit by bit. But you have a really cool story with a client recently who retired a massive debt, and I'd like you to share that with us, because I think it could help some people. Do you know what you want to talk about? Shane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what transpired there for him?
Yeah. So Shane was in the coaching for, or still is, has been the coaching for, like a year and a half. Maybe he's coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, he might be.
Over a year and a half.
A while, yeah.
And, listen to him. It was always kind of the same thing. It was always this death stuff. And it was really
bothering
him. Oh, it was eating him alive.
Yeah.
And he was thinking about like not renewing in the coaching because it's like, I can't spend any money. And, I've got another opinion on that too. Like, if you know why you're investing in yourself, I think it's okay to go into debt. If you have the confidence that you will repay all that back, then I don't see any issue with it. People are doing it all the time. They do it with their education.
Yeah.
They do it with their mortgages. They do it with cars. These are all forms of debt that are compounding against you. But if you know why you're doing it and you know you're going to get out of it as fast as possible, so you're making intelligent moves, I think it's okay. But anyway, yeah, it was eating him alive. And I said, look, for this session, this round of coaching, let's just hammer this debt out. I've helped a lot of people hammer large amounts of debt out in their life that have been hanging around for over a decade.
Yeah.
A lot of debts, like for some of us, like for you, that debt would be kind of new. But for some of us, are carrying around 10, 20-year-old debts.
Yeah.
That we've been paying compound interest on. And that's not good.
No.
So I said, the first thing we got to do is we got to shift your mental attitude. We have to shift your mental attitude around what debt is. So we had to neutralize it. Okay, just right now in your current life, this is nothing to get, all like crazy about. You are on the wrong side of compound interest. Okay, you're on the wrong side of it. So now you know where you are. Don't get emotional about it, get intellectual about it. That's where I am. Okay, make a decision that you will not remain there.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Right? Make that decision that you won't remain there. It's like, I always laugh, like, when people sign up for 30-year mortgages, it's like, get rid of that damn thing. Don't accept that. Like, set the goal of getting rid of that thing in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
8 years. Like, don't sit around with a mortgage for 30 years. Like, that's insane. Do you have any idea how much of your money is going to go just for
you'll pay
nothing?
for it like 2, sometimes 3 times.
Yeah, just because you think that you can't pay it off that fast.
Yeah.
So what I told him, I want to be clear, like, I don't know if I got to put a caveat in here because we're talking about money and stuff.
Yeah. We're not professional experts
we're not professional.
in this.
This is my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. We're not, this doesn't replace what your financial planner or accountant tells you.
So I told him, just don't pay like these little incremental, little willy-nilly amounts.
Yeah.
You're not getting anywhere. The debt's so big, like that's depressing.
Yeah.
Like if you do the math on some of these debt repayment plans that people get involved with, it's like, that's like a 12-year plan. That's going to take you 8 years of living off rice and beans. It's like, that's depressing.
Yeah.
I said, to hell with that.
Yeah.
Let's start earning more money.
Right.
And take large chunks of that. Like I told him, I don't want you making a payment any less than $2,000 off this debt.
Right.
Within 4 months, he retired over $70,000 in debt.
That's awesome.
Just by mental attitude shift. He's not the only one that I've done that with.
Right.
That's how I handle debt. I take huge swaths of it out of my life. This I think it's a joke. This like scam that you have to just be paying little bits, that suppresses the soul.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're designed to live like that.
Yeah.
Go attack it.
Yeah.
If it's bothering you that much, get rid of it.
Right. Whatever it takes to neutralize the whole concept.
Yes.
For me,
to empower you.
Yeah. Like to live by percentages empowered me, and it did kind of set me free. And I just was like, yeah, I can't let this drag me down. Because like to your point, we should just be focusing on earning more, improving ourselves and serving others and doing all these things. And that's what we should be getting emotionally involved with, not having to pay this freaking debt bill.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so, yeah, depending on the person, I think whatever it takes to just get out of the emotional swell of it all is what matters.
Yeah, like I remember in the first 2 years of this business, I basically didn't pay my taxes.
Well,
and
you personally? Or in your business?
Yeah, I just didn't pay them because I needed that money,
right?
Right? And I was willing to go into debt, but I had that attitude that I need this money right now. I will pay them all. And as I started to get my income up, as I started to learn how to earn money, and I started having surplus of cash, then I had to shift a gear out of that because tax season used to stress me right out because I mismanaged my money for an entire year.
And you'd missed it for a couple of years. So you probably had an ugly
and even
tax
before
bill.
that, Jack, I didn't have good habits. I resented paying taxes. I don't think I'm the only one that resents that. So I resented it. So I'd always put it off because the word taxes would make me feel scared or make me feel angry. So you push these things off, and then I'd be scrambling in March to start to try and clean up my mismanagement. And I went the total other route. Once I started to increase my income, I started to pay. I call it clean my money. So I'd have clean money. So for example, if I made 3 sales today, and I received $3,000 3 times, or $1,000 3 times,
Yeah.
I would pay CRA 3 times. So every dollar that I received, I would pay the tax man 30% of that.
Right.
It was a total
Just
nightmare.
automatically.
It was a total nightmare for the accountants and stuff and the bookkeepers, because it's like, why do you have like hundreds of transactions towards the government? It's like,
Right.
because I had to break that habit.
Right.
And I clean my money. Like I operate with clean money.
Yeah, we pay our taxes. Like,
Yeah, we
feels
pay-
like
and
we're
I-
constantly paying taxes.
That's right. And
Yeah.
it's like, you gotta watch like that you're not overpaying and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, be appreciative that you live in a first world country. And
Yeah. I'd say like the rhythm like we are on is about quarterly. Like every quarter we're like remitting, right? That's kind of like the pattern I find that we're in.
Yeah, it wasn't always like that though. That's
Yeah.
when we started getting that habit down. But
Yeah.
I would pay my taxes every day. If I made $1, I would clean that money. But that was like over 3 years into actually being a person that had a few dollars.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to always be behind. I
Yeah.
do know what it's like to be like that, and it's terrible. I know what it's like to always have a line of credit. I know what it's like to always have a line of credit that's basically maxed out all the time. I know what that's
Well,
like.
you have a great story to tell about Bob Proctor calling you on your cash poor paradigm if you want to share that.
Yeah, it was in January of 2018, and he said to me, he's like, Dave, he's like, you kind of make moves for the future.
Right.
He said, maybe you'd be well off, or maybe you'll be okay by the time you're like 65, but you never have enough cash to do what you want. Right now. So I was in the habit, if I wanted something, I would go borrow money. This is a mental habit.
Yeah.
Okay, going in debt is a habit of mind. This is what I learned. So whenever I wanted something, my first habit was to go borrow for it. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be not to get the thing. It would just be go borrow. So I got pretty good at borrowing and then paying back my debts. And he said, there's some part of you that is cash poor. He said, I want you to start to, first thing he said, I want you to keep $50,000 in your bank account. So that's what I call today resetting your zero.
Yeah.
So my zero prior to that was like negative 70,000.
Yeah.
Right, that's where I was. I was always in the red, negative
We
70.
were married. There was always negative 70.
Always.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it hits 70, you kind of like, oh, I better slow down. If it's at 65, you're like, oh, I got another $5,000. Like, whatever, right? So he said, I want you to reset that. So we did reset it to 50,000. It took me 6 months of affirmation, just constantly pumping, breaking that paradigm. And I remember when I started to pay in full for things,
Yeah.
he also helped me with this too. So I wanted a new vehicle. I found this Jaguar that I wanted to buy. And he said to me, I want you to buy that in the next 3 months, but you're not allowed to borrow the money. You have to pay cash for it. Like he just knew that I
Just straight
was a
talked you a
bar.
bit.
Yeah, he straight talked me. So he's like, you can have it. You're just not allowed to borrow any money for it. You have to learn to go earn it. And it's from these conversations with him, from doing the things that he asked and accepting and trusting him, and affirmations. I'm telling you, folks, if you're not using affirmations, you're really doing yourself a disservice in life. But then to start to earn the money. And I remember of like the fear that I started to have is like, wow, it was a new phenomena
Yeah.
to pay cash for things,
Yeah.
to buy a vehicle in cash.
Right.
Right? It's
Not
like,
getting
wow.
the financing or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because then some other fear comes in like, oh, can you earn this much money again? That's what
Right.
would start to happen.
Yeah.
And you have to get rid of that.
Yeah.
You have to get rid of it. So if you borrow,
Yeah.
you have to get rid of the fear that you're never going to get out of it. You have to know that you'll get out of it. You have to condition your mind for this.
Yeah.
And then the second is, as you start to pay cash for things, you have to know that you have the ability to earn more money.
Right.
I've personally found that a lot of people's problems are solved if they just had a few more bucks.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's an extra 50 grand in the bank, the tax bill doesn't seem so intimidating.
What happens if you're just paying it every month and
Yeah,
you
and
don't
you
even
just,
realize?
and then you get a refund or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, you
that's
don't
right.
have to worry about it.
Yeah, I get more refunds today than ever because I overpay.
Right. So
Yeah, it's
This
called
is great.
trauma. Tax trauma. TT.
tax trauma.
Yeah. I
So
don't
we-
think I'm the only one that suffers from tax trauma.
No. So this episode's cool because it kind of ties into one we've done earlier about the we've done another money episode. I think we talked about your 4 habits of financial freedom, but I don't think we can talk about it enough, and I think why not reiterate it? So do you want to share your 4 habits
Yeah,
of financial freedom? I think it's valuable, so
yeah, I'd
go
love
ahead.
to. So I have 4 habits of financial freedom. Not necessarily like emotional, mental freedom, but financial freedom.
Yep.
So the first habit is what I believe is the primary habit, which is the habit of increasing your income. Always have a goal to be earning more, next year than you're in today. Just always be pursuing earning more. I'm not saying working more, because your income is controlled by the quality and the quantity of your service. So start to just get better at what you do. Start going the extra mile. Trust me, it'll start to come back. So the habit of increasing your income. The second habit, so that's the first habit I tackled. It took me about 3 years to start to get it going.
Yeah.
Then the second habit is the habit of saving and investing.
Yeah.
Right?
Get
so
on the right side
get
of
on the
compound.
right side of compound interest. Like, because in time, you cannot outwork compound interest.
Yeah. No, totally.
Okay. The third, and find someone really good. Try and get 8%. I'm always aiming for 8%. It's like, I'll take more, but I won't take less. Okay. I want 8%, man.
Yeah.
Minimum, or more.
I like that. I think I like that approach to 8%. It's like, it's pragmatic, but it's still it's good.
Yeah. Time is your friend when you're on the right side of compounding. Time is brutal when you're on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
So then the third is the habit of generosity, the habit of tithing. Mm-hmm. It's not just good for the bank account, because what you release, it comes back. It protects the soul.
Yeah.
You can get money's a very powerful thing, and it's destroyed a lot of lives. It's destroyed a lot of people's character. So keep money in its right place as a servant, right? It's a brutal master, but it's a really powerful servant. And money does 2 things for us. The first thing it does is it buys comfort. Mm-hmm. Okay, the more you have, the more comfortable you can be physically. Mm-hmm. And the second is it buys service, it buys time, it buys service beyond your physical presence. So when you have a little extra money, you can start to buy back more time.
Yeah.
And then the fourth habit is the habit of debt reduction, which would include, intelligent tax planning and getting rid of your debt, getting on the right side of compounding interest, because that's all it is, not an emotional. Okay, there's no emotion connected to it. It's just getting on the right side of it, and start to become a person that saves and invests, and start to get your money to work for you.
Do you have these in your mind? Are these in priority order, or do you recommend people to work on them all at the same time?
No, number 1 first.
Master number 1 first.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like for me, I paid a lot of money to learn how to earn money.
Right.
I paid a lot of money. In my first year being mentored by Bob Proctor, over $215,000. A lot of money got poured into this head, because you remember, debt is a habit.
Yeah.
And habits are mental. So as you start to know how to earn more money, as you start to learn how to earn more money, then the other parts start to become much easier. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying to Shane. It's like, forget all that little itty bitty crap. Yeah. Let's just earn some more damn money, man. Like, let's just go out. Let's get a positive mental attitude. Let's go out. Let's get emotion involved in earning more money. And as that money comes in, smash your debt.
Yeah.
You don't need to keep debt around forever.
No. Yeah. Deadlines are just there as a guider, but if you want to crush it earlier,
yeah, and you have to love paying it too. You have to love paying it off. You can't resent paying it off. You have to love paying it off.
Yeah.
Say a little prayer of gratitude for the person that took a risk on your sorry ass,
Face it. You got to just face it. Don't be scared of paying it. Just face it. Okay, so new attitudes around money. I mean, you shared your rules. I feel like those are attitudes around money. But I think the main thing about the debt is that just don't make it emotional.
Keep it where it belongs.
It is what it is.
You are on the wrong side of compound interest.
Yeah.
Don't stay there.
Yeah. And then focus on earning more money.
Yeah. Fill your mind with abundance. Fill your mind with going the extra mile. Start to see money in your bank account. Start to see and feel money around you. Enjoy earning it. I remember when I started receiving over $10,000 for my coaching. And I remember the first time I felt it, I had this like pinch of fear.
Yeah.
And a little pinch of guilt too.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like I'm receiving this much money for for help for my coaching services.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling this like pressure, and I said, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
You know, don't underestimate your paradigm when it comes to money. Like you think you'll be happier when you're in that money. Watch, you'll have fear and guilt when you start to receive larger checks too.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
So I got a mentor when I was 21 said, Dave, the mind is a dangerous place. The mind is a scary place. Don't go in alone. Especially you.
Especially you.
Everyone needs a Sherpa.
That's right. Well, at the beginning of this episode, you told me that whoever asks me the right questions about debt, like I'm going to have like the best answers. And I got a little nervous, but I actually didn't ask you a single question. I think you just laid it all out there.
No, I think people need a different perspective of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm not into restricting myself, you know, I'm not into that.
Yeah. I think this is a good opportunity to also just let people know about the Money Momentum Challenge that we have on our website. We'll link it within this episode because, like, yeah, you're right. Like, if you just earn a few more bucks in your business, that will relieve a lot of stress. And so that challenge has been designed with all of the mindset techniques that you teach people all the time. And it's free to use. You download the workbook, you get to work. We'll remind you every day to keep on task and with emails. And so I would recommend people want to get out of debt, just earn some cash.
Yeah, earn some cash. When you earn it, get your income up, smash the debt. Hey, if you love this episode, smash the subscribe button and don't miss a conversation.
Produced at
Sound Lounge by T-Bone.